Thanks for clicking on my video. This is Bennet, and in today's video, I'm trying to get in just under the wire and do a little time capsule in January of 2025 to kind of say where my doll collection is right now and lay out my plans for kind of what I hope it looks like throughout the year. And then the plan is in December, I'll say kind of how the plan went, how things changed because I changed my mind a lot about stuff, and overall just how my collection stands at the end of 2025. So thanks so much for clicking, and I hope you enjoy the video today. Before sharing my dolls, I feel like it's helpful context to kind of give an overall structure of the plan for my collection. Although I'd like to have a wide array of dolls, and I've got some future hopes. Currently, my biggest limitation is space. So the self imposed restriction that I have is at most I can have one of every American Girl doll face mold. Um, and I have a few that I'd like multiple of, but that's currently the limitation. So one of each face mold at most. And the one caveat to that is I don't plan on getting a Just Like You 4 right now, as much as I would like one. And I did have one actually pass through my collection. Um, I don't plan on having one right now. So I am thinking about filling in a that space with a Maple Leaf doll, and I'll talk more about that. But so currently, my kind of max number of dolls, I think, is at 12 if I have one of every face mold and a doll for the Just Like You number 4. And with my doll collection being a little bit limited in size for now, I'm trying to make sure that I keep it pretty diverse. So, a wide array of skin tones, the culture that my dolls are representing, or where their families are from, and, different interests and levels of like physical ability or limitation. And lastly, I'm trying to make sure that there's an array of styles and personalities in the characters that I make for my dolls. All of my dolls are essentially custom individual characters. I grew up reading the American Girl stories, and I love the characters of the Pleasant Company era. But I think as an adult collector jumping back into the hobby in 2024, I realized I kind of wanted the dolls to represent the world that I see around me and the variety of people I interact with, and kind of show a variety of styles and personalities and interests that young adults are more presenting. Um, so, as much as I love the original characters, none of my dolls are historical characters or characters from the books. They're all based off of things I know, things I've seen, people I've met, sometimes book characters. But yeah, I'm trying to make sure it stays varied and I don't just copy and paste myself into every single doll. So currently, I have 6 dolls. Technically, I have more, but it's kind of complicated. So, 6 dolls actively in my home as a part of my collection. I have the classic mold, Josefina, Claudie, the Jess mold, the McKenna mold, and the Kaya mold. Um, I really love all of these so much, and there's a couple I would definitely like more of, but for now, I'm very content with my dolls and the characters that they represent in my collection. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about each of them individually. But if you're not interested in that, you can skip to the next session, which is dolls that I kind of have in the works but are not currently in my home. Yeah, so here's a quick video panning over my dolls. They're all currently dressed up for Valentine's, and I actually have a Valentine's video coming out in a week or two. But yeah, here they all are as a little group, the 6 dolls currently in my collection. So Bridget is my classic mole doll, and she's the doll that got me back into collecting as an adult. I have a handful of people I like to follow on social media that are adult doll collectors. And after seeing them enough times, I thought, I want one too, just like I had when I was younger. So I got her, and I actually customized her myself with doll of a kind eyes. I did a little bit of face painting with freckles and some fresh eyebrows and a Zazu wig. So she is my cottagecore girl. She is a feminine, girly girl all the way through. She loves to do graphic design. That's actually her profession. And she does a lot of uh, visual computer media art. Um, but yeah, she's a very sweet, gentle spirit. And all of my dolls are actually based off of Myers Briggs personality types, if anybody isn't interested in that, but I'm not going to include that in today's video. But yeah, this is my cottage core girly Bridget. She does have cerebral palsy, and so I try to make sure her crutches are in her different pictures and poses. She is of Irish descent, and she's proud of her Irish heritage. She goes to visit her grandparents every year, usually when if she has the opportunity to. But she was born in the U.S., but her both of her parents were born in Ireland, so it's a nice, very close heritage to her Irish roots. This is my Josefina mold, Lizzie. Lizzie is definitely my comfort doll. I didn't know that she would be, but I ended up taking her more places than I thought I would. So she's very loosely based on the character of Elizabeth Bennet in Pride and Prejudice. And I got a secondhand Julie doll that I fixed up and customized myself. I did mess up the eyelashes a little bit on her left eye, but I think otherwise she's just adorable. And I tried to make her fierce eyebrows in honor of Keira Knightley's eyebrows in the 2005 Pride and Prejudice. So I really hope that message gets through, but sometimes they're kind of intense, and I'm not unhappy the bangs can help cover them up. Um, Lizzie, her family is like a couple generations back. They're from England. And she has a lot of interest in writing, reading books. She likes hiking and nature, trying to spend time outside when she can. She's into bird watching. And then she is a book editor as her profession. And the general style I try to go for with her is academia. So sometimes dark academia, light academia. She can be more feminine, more masculine. Um, but yeah, I really like Lizzie. And I think the Josefina mold is probably my favorite. So there's a handful of other Josefina dolls I would like to have. But for now, I am definitely satisfied with Lizzie. This is my Claudie mold doll. Her name is Everest. I think Claudie might be the prettiest mold. I think they're all really cute for different reasons, and I like the different personality that's in their faces, but Claudie is just objectively precious. So I was really excited when I could get this doll. She actually is a Claudie that I repurposed or like changed a couple things up. So she has her original Claudie eyes, and all I did was change the wig because the curls that are with Claudie are beautiful, but I don't currently have the skill to manage them. So Everest is she's kind of what you would think of as a tomboy. She likes 80s fashion. I try to like lean into bold colors, bold prints, but she also tries to keep things classy. So yeah, she's one of my favorites to dress because of the style preferences in my head for her. And she is a pulmonologist at a hospital. And so she's got a really busy schedule. She's a really busy girl, but yeah, she likes her job. She likes her friends. Oh, and my favorite fact about my Claudie Mold Everest is I was developing her character in October, and so she is a horror movie expert. She could tell you anything she knows about any horror movie that you could possibly think of. She likes the classics, she likes modern ones, she likes found footage, she likes slasher. But yeah, she is a horror movie fan through and through. So yeah, that is my doll, Everest. This is my Jess Mold doll, Ripley. And I think Ripley's pretty cool. They are very introverted. So sometimes their special interests kind of keep them close to home. They like video games, computer games, board games, mainly physical board games like tabletop stuff that keeps them busy. D&D fan, but they also really like fashion. So they want to dress cool. They want to have outfits that people will compliment. But then when a stranger tries to talk to them in public about their clothes, they feel uncomfortable and regret the choices. Um, so it's kind of like they want attention, but they also don't. So yeah, Ripley kind of keeps things on the down low. They're best friends with Lizzie and Everest. And then my next doll I'm going to show, Zuri. They're all really good buddies, and they like to play board games together. Lizzie doesn't like playing board games, but she likes socializing. So Ripley hosts board games, and almost all of my doll pictures are based in Ripley's bedroom. I have one small corner of my house dedicated to doll space, is what I call it, and that is Ripley's bedroom. So Ripley has a big personality, lots of representation in my home, but is very quiet to anyone who tries to get to know them. This is my McKenna mold. Her name is Zuri, and she's actually my newest doll. She is. I got her from Oh Dear Custom Dolls with the dread wig shown in the picture there, and I currently have this other like long haired textured wig on her. I don't know which one I'm gonna stick with, but one thing that's fun about Zuri is she's very interested in cosplay. So she likes sewing, she likes cosplay, she likes anime, she likes 90s fashion and video games of all sorts. And Zuri, I think that I'm kind of wondering if I want to keep the wig unglued so that I can change it up as I kind of find costumes or make costumes for her. To keep things switched up. But yeah, she's a girly girl. She likes crafting and yeah, kind of trying to find ways to express herself. This is my Kaya mold doll. Her name is Callisto. She is super cool. I felt very proud of this character as she kind of was developing, and I like her so much. Her fashion style is quite different from my own, but I've really enjoyed learning more. She definitely likes a darker, kind of akin to goth aesthetic, and I have some friends that do dress goth and are very much a part of goth culture. And it's been fun trying to learn more about it so that I can respect that aesthetic and integrate it into how I dress Callisto. So she is a CYO doll, and then I changed out her wig and added some face paint. But yeah, I like how she turned out. She is hard of hearing, and she knows a wide array of languages. And what else? Oh, she really likes coffee. She's actually working as a barista, but wants it to be her profession. So she's very, very, very good at coffee. She knows about all of the different countries of origin, how that might affect the flavors. And she's hoping to do the barista national championship. So she's pretty cool. And one of the things that I like about her is I really respect the Kaya mold and the research that was done into it when she was originally created to be respectful to indigenous cultures. And I personally do not identify as an indigenous person, but my great grandmother was a member of the Cherokee tribe, and she lived with other people of the Cherokee tribe until she met my great grandfather, and they moved away. And what's cool to me is that my family, my grandmother and my mother, all have like some pieces of jewelry. There's like one piece of clothing, and just these essentially artifacts that have been passed down in my family. And even though it's not something that I know about myself, I do view it as a part of my history and my family's history. So anyway, I put that as a part of Callisto's story because I really respect what was done with the Kaya mold, and but I don't know enough about any individual indigenous culture to currently feel like I can have a doll that explicitly represents that culture. But I'm trying to learn. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on how do you kind of handle participating in a culture and respecting a culture, the appreciation of it versus the appropriation of it. So yeah, but otherwise, I love Callisto, and I am really happy that she is my Kaya mold currently in my collection. Yeah, so here's a picture of all of them together in their Valentine's outfits. Sorry for Lizzie's eyebrow jump scare. Yeah. So there are also three dolls that I would say are in the works. Both the Addie and Marie Grace, I had purchased those dolls. The Addie mold was originally a secondhand Truly Me, and the Marie Grace, I got the Rapunzel doll at the most recent sale. So both of those dolls, I have the heads, and I sent the heads to Doll Maker's Notebook over on AGIG. And I have characters for both of them I'm pretty excited about, and we'll kind of see how they develop once they're in my collection. The Addie mold. Her name is Evangeline, and she's very feminine. She likes baking. She likes pastel colors, kind of the coquette fashion, but maybe practicalize it a little bit. And then the Marie Grace is like fairy core. She's very earthy, very natural, very granola. And I like her a lot. I think her and Bridget are going to be friends. And I think that Evangeline will be good buddies with both of them as well. And then the third doll is the Scylla. I actually ordered the Scylla Mapelia doll, and I do have some plans to customize her while doing my best to still be mindful of her representation of Inuit culture. So, those are my three dolls that are currently in the works and should be added and a part of my collection in the next like 6 months. And the next category is I have two dolls that are planned, but I haven't done anything for them. So I haven't bought them. I just have Pinterest vision boards for them and for all of my other dolls. If that's something anybody would be interested in seeing, I'm happy to share. So the Corinne mold, I had a Corinne, and in my collection, her name was Shiji, and she was beautiful. But then I saw the Moana doll come out, and I instantly had an idea for the character for her and for their like entire interest and backstory, and I knew that that was the Corinne mold I wanted in my collection. So I did sell the other doll, and I'm currently waiting on the Moana doll to go on sale. And like I don't know when that'll be, but that's whenever that goes on sale, I'm gonna buy that Moana doll. And I'm really excited about the character that I've planned for them. They're very like skater, sporty, kind of like 90s ish grunge, a little bit of ska aesthetic. I really like this character, but I don't have a name for them yet. Yeah. And then the Joss mold, I'm planning on getting a Truly Me 122, but I would like to get one secondhand. And I haven't seen that yet, and I'm planning on her to be a Hispanic character, specifically a dreamer. And that's kind of, I think, me in part processing living in the US right now. And I'm doing what I can in my community, but I think having characters in my dolls that also have their own thoughts and feelings, reflecting people that I interact with in the real world, it kind of helps. So yeah, I'm hoping to get that doll made before the year is over, but we'll see. And then the two remaining molds are the Sonali mold and the Nanea mold. I did have a Sonali mold and I liked her, the doll, but then I put eyes in her and I did not like the way the eyes looked in the face mold. So I ended up selling that doll, and so I currently don't have a Sonali doll or a Nanea, and I actually don't really have a plan for their character yet. So I don't know. I'm sure I'll come up with one, but they're not on my list of, as of now, things that I plan to have added to my collection by the end of 2025. But we'll definitely see how the year goes and how the year takes us. And there's always the chance that AG will release a new face mold, which I think everyone would be really excited about. So yeah, thanks so much for watching this video. If you watched it all the way to the end, please feel free to like the video and subscribe. I'm trying to do at least 2 videos a month, with my goal being 4, but 2 is kind of the minimum that I'm going to make sure gets done. So I really would love to hear, what types of doll videos do you like watching? What kind of things do you like to learn about other people's collections? But yeah, I hope you have a great day and get to do something fun with your dolls. See you next time.